everyone. It is me, Sailor Moon. And it is me, Tuxedo Mask, or Evening Wear Hide. Anyway, today is the day that Sailor Moon Cosmos, or Sailor Moon Stars, is now on Netflix. Both half one and half two. And they are long films. I don't know how long they are. I know if I started at 8, it won't likely be done to about 10 or 11. So I don't know when I'm going to have to give my thoughts on it or not. And I know there's folks that have already watched it or are watching it, and they're already going to give their thoughts on it anyway. So it's going to most likely beat us to giving our thoughts on it anyway, but not like it's a dare or anything. First thing is first, everyone wants to know, or I would like to know, why did it take so long for Sailor Moon Stars to come out? Now, I can have a guess of why it took so long for Sailor Moon Stars to come out. But anyway, so today our film is going to be about, this Webshooter. This full HD Webshooter that we got from OLLIES back in the 6th month. And it's still working well now, and we're into the 8th month. Now, a lot of folks out there are going to say things like, oh, that the loudness isn't great or something. Well, you really can't do anything about that. But I guess it's greater than having a buzzing loudness, and all the other films that we were making with the jelly combo, with the jelly Webshooter, or whatever the English word for that would be, jam, I don't know. So some folks might say, oh, I can't hear you, you're muffled. No, well, that's just too bad. Nothing I can do about the loudness for this Webshooter. At least it doesn't have, making buzzing loudnesses in the background, or other kind of loudnesses that make it where you can't hear the film at all. And every Webshooter that you either buy from a shop or over some shop on the interwebs is going to have some downsides to itself. None of them are flawless. Some of them are more good at filming in HD than others. Some of them are more good with the loudness. It is what it is. And at least this one has lasted longer than some of the other ones that we had in the past. You want to say some things about, in the past, like the Webshooter that came with this Reckoner, filmed and was SD. The likeness wasn't good. I mean, it was alright, but it had this loudness snapping in the background. And the other one that we got, and the other one, and then the first full HD one we bought only lasted for like a month, or maybe not even a full month before it had binds. And this one has lasted a lot longer. Want to say some things? Yeah, you want to say something about that, Tuxedo Mask? Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. At the end of the day, folks can, bitch about how this Webshooter doesn't work as well as the other one. It does. You can see the film, you can hear the film. You got no loudness in the background. The cast isn't going in and out or other shit that, tends to happen with some Webshooters. And some folks are saying, oh, I can't understand you. You go to work on your small speaker. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about the small speaker. That's the way it films things. And the only thing I can come up with is either if you don't like the way this Webshooter makes us come out like when we're talking, then don't watch any of our films then if you're one of those folks. Anyway, it is what it is. The full HD Webshooter has lasted at least 3 months so far, and that's, longer than the one we had before it. So you're just gonna, so for all you followers out there and watchers of our uploads and our live streams and shorts, you don't see it, it doesn't seem to irk you, so it is what it is. And for some folks it irks them, then don't watch the films then. But for all of you followers, folks out there that don't mind it, well, keep on watching it then. So, yeah. And some folks might say, oh, what does it come with? Well, it only comes with a Webshooter. And the only settings is whatever settings is inside of it, or whatever the small soft film shooter tool settings is. So at the end of the day, it's only going to do whatever the settings in your web filming tool that came with either Windows or Mac OS or whatever, you know, Linux or Chrome OS or Firefox OS or whatever. So it is what it is. But we think it's a good web shooter. It's lasted about 3 months, and hopefully it lasts as, years from now. And it looks like we're gonna have to take a shit and end this film. So, alright, back to you. Thank you, Tuxedo Max. Thank you, Evening Wear Hide. Anyway, give us your thoughts. What do you think about this web shooter? Do you like the way it films? You like the way the loudness comes out like? Let us know at the bottom of this film. I, Sailor Moon Serena, and I, Tuxedo Mask, Evening Wear Hide, Darian, and we'll see you later. Hopefully we'll see you later with maybe our thoughts on Flight 1 of Sailor Moon Cosmos or Stars and Sailor Moon Cosmos or Stars 2.